Once again, it's time for our main sponsor, DESMI, to enter the stage. The topic is one-stop shop. One-stop shop. Engineering packages, commissioning, service, installation, advice, training, both online and offshore. With DESMI Ocean Group Guard, you get the full package and do not need to worry about anything. Doesn't it sound good? You will listen now to DESMI, how they can provide much more than just equipment to their customers in order to support them with retrofit projects of a ballast water management system. Please give a big hand to Rasmus Folso, who is CEO at DESMI Ocean Guard since 10 years. Welcome.
Thank you, Pernilla, for the introduction. Before I start telling about the services that we offer around the ballast water management systems, just want to say 2 words about DESMI. It's actually the oldest industrial company in Denmark, founded in 1834. So we are approaching 190 years of history. And we have a long history of being equipment suppliers to various industries, in particular the marine and offshore industry. But what I'm going to talk about today is how we add a lot of other services than just being an equipment supplier to our ballast water management systems. If we consider a retrofit project of a ballast water management system, it is really quite a substantial project with a lot of activities going on. First of all, we have to inspect the ship. Often we do a 3D laser scan of the ship, and then engineering has to be made before actually we can start preparing the installation of the system. There's class approval involved. We supply the equipment, and after that, the system has to be commissioned and put into operation. And then you can say last but not least, we also have to make sure that the crew on board the ship are trained and can actually operate the system. So what we do within ballast water management system supply is that we offer a lot more than just the equipment. The core of our offering is, of course, our compact clean ballast water management system. But around this equipment, we can also offer a lot of additional technology, like, for instance, systems to do the complete valve control on the vessel. We also make customized interfaces for ships where, for instance, if you have 2 or 3 ballast water management systems on one vessel, we can make customized HMI interfaces for this. So, as I said before, the core, of course, is the compact clean system. It's a system that is based on a technology where we don't use any chemicals to treat the ballast water. First, the water is filtered with a 20-micron mesh filter, and then it is pumped through the UV unit where it gets a UV treatment. And this is the treatment we do when the ballast water is pumped on board the vessel. And when the ballast water is discharged, we also pump the water through the UV unit once more and gives it a UV treatment once more. And this we do to be absolutely sure that there is no bacteria growth or similar in the ballast tanks that could cause issues in an analysis by, for instance, the port state control. In addition to the ballast water management system itself, we also, in some occasions, we also sell booster pumps. This is typically when the ballast water management system has to be installed on the deck of a vessel. Then there's not enough inlet pressure to the ballast water management system, and we can provide a booster pump to solve this. Then also bypass valve logic boxes, interface systems with the rest of the automation and control systems on the vessel. We also offer internet uplink modules where actually we can remotely access the ballast water management system, and we can upload software updates, we can download log files and any alarm logs, etc. And that way we can much more efficiently provide support to our customers. But that was the equipment side. If you look at some of the other things that we also offer to our customers, then it all starts with our engineering services. Here we offer to start out with doing a feasibility study. We go out with our service engineers, we do a ship inspection, often we do a 3D laser scan, and we prepare a preliminary report for the customer with our proposal showing where the ballast water management systems could be retrofitted on board the vessel. If the customer agrees to this, then we move on to do a complete engineering package. This means that we make a full 3D CAD model of the installation on board the vessel with all the piping that is required, all the electrical cabling and routing of cabling, and we prepare a complete package of drawings and bills of materials that actually our customer can, on one side, go out to a shipyard and say, please give me a quote for installing this system. And this material can also be used to the Classification Society for approval of the installation. In some cases, we also have customers who actually use a third party, we can say, to do the engineering. And in this case, we also, because we have, of course, a lot of in-house knowledge about our own system, we have a lot of experience with retrofitting our system. So what we can do is that we can do a review of this third-party engineering, and often we find some areas for improvement. One of the things that we are particularly proud of, and also I think quite a few of our customers who make use of our engineering, is that we take pride in doing what we call a high-quality engineering. This also means that when we offer an engineering package, it's not the cheapest in the market, because we spend a little extra time thinking out how will this solution work best, and how can we, for instance, reduce the amount of piping that is needed, how can we reduce the complexity in the electrical cabling and the interface with the other existing systems. And one example of this is one of our customers who now have experience with more than 100 retrofit installations on their fleet. They have done a comparison between an installation with our Compact Clean system and engineering done by DESMI, and then a competing system where engineering was done by another party. And the interesting thing is that the cost of the equipment itself, the cost of the ballast water management system, is basically the same both from us and from our competitor. And if you look at the table here, you can also see that actually the cost for the engineering is a little higher when it's done with DESMI. But on the other, but the result of that is that we save significant cost on the installation itself, on the cables and some of the other things that are required to do the installation. And at the end of the day, the total cost saving that our customer found here was about 20% of the total cost of the installation. So in our mind, it really pays off to spend some extra time and effort on the engineering, because that is where you can save on the installation cost. And of course, we after engineering is done, after the equipment has been supplied, then there's still quite a lot to do. So installation of the system is typically not something that we do in DESMI, but we do offer to send out a supervisor who can do supervision during the installation of the ballast water management system. And this is the installation can take place during a planned docking of the vessel, which is usually the case. It can also be while the ship is alongside. We have done that several times. And in a few cases, actually, also we are taking part in installations that take place while the vessel is in service. When the system has been installed, then it is very important to do a proper commissioning of the equipment. And here we see that this has been a huge challenge in the market for retrofit of ballast water management system, that the system was installed, but it was never properly commissioned, and that causes a lot of headaches for the customer. So we try to the best of our ability, and I think we are succeeding very well to do a proper commissioning. We have our own DESMI service engineers. We always use our own DESMI service engineers to do the commissioning. They are highly trained. They participate in a number of commissionings before they are allowed to do a commissioning on their own, so that they are always experienced when we send them out to do a commissioning. And it is working quite well, and I can say that last month, in the month of May, we did 85 successful commissionings in 1 month. So that is working well for us. Then when the system has been commissioned, then of course we leave the vessel, but it's really important that we leave somebody behind on the ship who can actually operate and also maintain the system. And therefore training is actually key to a good customer experience. And again here, our service engineers, they play a key role. They always, at the end of a commissioning, they do a hands-on training of the crew that is on board the vessel. But of course, this is not enough, because crews are changing on the vessels. So a few weeks later, it can be another chief engineer on board the vessel who never had any experience with our system before. So we also offer other ways of training. We have a training facility in our factory in Nørresundby in Denmark, and here we host training sessions for crew members of our customers. We have also developed computer-based training. This is where all of our customers, they can access an online computer-based tool where they can get a thorough step-by-step training of the use of the Compact Clean system and also the maintenance of the Compact Clean system. And we even have actually a quiz at the end of this, where it's a number of multiple choice questions for the user, and then you can check your own knowledge and see if you actually have obtained the proper level of knowledge that you need in order to operate and maintain the system. And then last but not least, we have developed an app that anybody can download for free on both Apple and Google stores. This platform, this app includes some augmented reality features where actually you can select one of our Compact Clean systems, and you can place it on the floor here or in the floor of an engine room or a pump room on board a vessel, and then you can visualize this with your mobile phone, where you can see how does it fit in this location. And this is of course a nice feature, but what we find our customers actually appreciate even more is that when you have this app, it also gives you a very easy navigation into our operation manual for the system. As I said before, you can 3D visualize the system, and then you can click on any component in this system, and then you can select to see the operational manual for this single component. So I would dare to say that any manual you want to find for any piece of equipment in the Compact Clean system, with this app here, you can find it in under 1 minute. So that's very accessible information. As I mentioned before, computer-based training, it also includes a part of you could say 3D visual interaction with the user. And it also includes a section that is also useful after you have taken the training, because it includes information about troubleshooting and also maintenance of the system. So you can keep coming back to this and find information about this. The app I already mentioned here. And then the final thing that is very crucial also to our customers is, of course, that when the system is in operation, it is very important that they have easy access to service engineers if problems occur with the system that they cannot fix themselves, and also quick and easy access to spare parts. And we have, in the past couple of years, significantly expanded our DESMI service network. And as you can see on the map here, we have a good global presence today, and manage to reach out to our customers in a short time when they need us. One of the final things that we are also offering our customers is to, because it's really important for the customer that this system is up and running at all times. It's a requirement that they can treat the ballast water in order to operate the vessel. So what we are also offering is some frame agreements and service agreements to our customers, where we have different levels of these service agreements. You can choose a package where we make a 5-year agreement, where we once a year we go on board the vessel and we do a check of the system, and we also do whatever is required of changing of sensors or any equipment, cleaning and maintenance of the unit. We take care of that. And that way we ensure that the system is always ready when the owner needs to operate the system. So this is something that we are starting to see more interest for now when these systems are getting into use. I think we have. I'm coming to the end of the presentation here, so I just want to round it off by saying that we have our stand down here in the end of this hall, and you are very welcome to come by and hear more about the product, but definitely also all these additional services that we offer around the system, and also the service agreements that we would very much like to discuss with you. So with this, I say thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rasmus.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. You told us about your experience from this. Can you mention an example from the most experience you've got from this?
Yeah, I would say examples where we really have got a lot of experience is, I would say, some of our big customers where we do many projects with the same customer. And I showed an example on a slide here where we have one customer who have done more than 100 retrofit installations today, and we have been involved in a lot of them, and that gives us, both our customer and we get experience, and the process gets very smooth, and that's a good way for us to learn a lot about how we optimize the process and
Yes.
the whole
So the
installation.
customer is a part of the solution,
They are,
and
for
it's a
sure.
collaboration.
We can't do it without the customer, and I think also the customer can't do it without us.
Of
So,
course.
yes.
And where did that quiz? Where did that come from? That was a nice thing.
But it's actually it's customer driven.
It
Because
was.
we have customers who have a big challenge actually making sure that they always have a trained and educated crew on board the vessel. They rotate the crew amongst many vessels, and so they wanted to have some kind of tool where they could actually check if their crew members have the proper knowledge. And that's why we developed this computer-based training tool where they get a thorough training in the system, and then in the end, they actually get a test.
Yes.
And if they don't pass that test, then they have to take the course again. And that way, our customer knows that when they send these people on board, they have at least the basic knowledge that is required.
Do you think it's hard to get the right knowledge from the crew? I mean,
No.
no.
I mean, we have done our very best to make the system easy to operate and maintain. So I don't think it's hard, but it doesn't happen by itself. You have to somehow make sure that these people who need to operate and maintain the system, that they get some training and instruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what would be the next step?
The next step is we are extremely busy now with doing retrofit projects of ballast water management systems. So our next step now is really to go through this retrofit wave now that is ending September 2024.
Yes.
So we have full focus on this for the next 2 years.
And we are very proud having you on Dunster Shipping Meet as the main sponsor. We hopefully meet again next year.
Yes.
What do you think that you will be? What is your topic on the speak next time?
The topic of our speak next time. We had a very interesting keynote speech yesterday.
Yes.
Where we talk about decarbonization.
Yes.
And I think that everybody who's involved in shipping, being ship owner, being equipment supplier, being service provider, we have to start thinking about how this will affect our business. And it's definitely also something that we are looking at in DESMI, new products that will fit into some of these alternative fuels, infrastructures and equipment needed on board the vessel for this. So who knows? Maybe we have something new to share on that in 1 year from now.
Of course. And it was you from DESMI who invited Bo Serup Sørensen.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yes.
And thank you for coming here this year. Thank you for coming on stage. And very welcome next year. Thank you, Rasmus
very much.
Olse from DESMI.
Thank you.